Welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej, and I'm joined once again by Benoit. Salut.
Hello, everyone.
Excellent. So right now, this is the finals. On the left, we have Alex. We saw him before. He was playing Haley versus my Titan deck.
Yep.
And on the right, we have from losers brackets, we have Hany, who is also came from Ottawa.
Yep. So he has to win this game and then another game if he wants to win our regional. Right. So both players from Ottawa, they came in Montreal and just finished top 1 and 2, I guess.
Yeah. Ottawa does not. I don't think they have a regionals.
Yeah,
so
that's why they came.
Often either have to go to Toronto or come to Montreal. Montreal, I think, might be closer.
Yep.
So we know these guys actually pretty well.
Uh-huh.
They come in also for some store championships. Really solid people.
Not too far.
Yeah. So you have RP and versus Valencia. I would hate to be in this position, coming from losers, having to play RP.
So good.
Really strong. Alex did have to take the mulligan.
Yeah, he flashed his hand, I think, a couple agendas.
Yeah, not so great.
We saw his new hand, which has, I believe, an Issei and maybe another agenda somewhere. So it might not be the best starting hand, but it's RP. It's pretty resilient. So he's installing something and installing again and again. Perfect. So, as the runner, are you checking everything? I guess with the Desperado, you need to.
Desperado on one bad pub?
He's
Why not?
Dirty Laundry, which is a perfect opening against RP, because then you can go in a remote after getting your money, which is pretty good.
Right.
So, you're going to see
Mental Health.
Mental Health.
And you can trash that for basically one credit with the bad pub and Desperado. So that's gone.
Oof.
And I believe you have one click left, and hey, there's some future money.
Do you think RP could keep that card in hand and maybe just take one credit? Just because he can run Archive and then run your remote. So maybe...
Well, expecting the Desperado and the Dirty Laundry is pretty...
You're right.
Unexpected. That was probably the best starting turn that he could have had.
Really strong Valencia starting in.
Right. And I believe there's just going to be 3 credits.
Yep.
So maybe that signals that is some expensive ice.
Uh-huh. As the runner, are you waiting for a Sentry Breaker before face checking right now? Or?
I always do.
Yeah, with Desperado as well?
With Cortex Lock. Cortex Lock Desperado, that's bad. You can die. I think you might. That really slows you down.
Yeah.
No fairy or anything disposable.
Yeah.
So another daily casts.
Yeah.
Not a lot of money on the table, but the futures they do look good.
A couple daily casts get you money at some point, and you also have your Desperado out pretty quickly, which is so good.
So I find for RP, it's generally you have to respond. If they res a Sundew, you have to get to the Sundew. And here's the beginning of that game.
Yeah.
So we have a Sundew out. RP, if you haven't played against RP, Sundew is a really strong asset on the basis that you will get the 2 credits no matter what, because the runner cannot run on a remote server for the first click. So always I want to deal with that Sundew as soon as possible.
But is he going to try it? Still, no Sentry Breaker, so running face down ice is pretty risky at that point. So,
but you would think that the ice on this Sundew would be an end the run? Hard end the run?
Probably. Usually you want your taxing. Oh, there we go, Knight. So now you can run Archive, Oath Knight on the remote, and then run the remote and get rid of Sundew right away. But he's going to draw instead. So take money.
Credit. So I'm pretty sure that the ice on the Centrals is expensive.
Yeah.
So maybe even just hosting Knight and making RP spend the money is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, at that point, pretty good.
So we have another remote going up.
Yep, as to protect all the remotes.
Actually, just a remote ice and a credit. I don't know. That might be a good piece of ice for Archives.
Yeah,
it could stop the free bounce.
Maybe, but also he wants to set up a scoring server right away as soon as possible.
So Knight going out on R&D, and we're going to see what that ice is if Alex does choose to res.
So one important point when you're playing RP is to get the Nisei first.
Yes.
Because if he scores the Nisei first, he gets the end the run token, which is so powerful. So you want to see, Ichi against Knight, so good. Costs you 6 to break everything, which is pretty expensive.
Right. I guess I wouldn't mind about the trace too much.
Maybe.
Desperado, I guess that kind of repays it. And I don't think he's in the financial situation to really... It's not like a tag is that good.
So he pays 5, gain 1 back.
Yeah.
And accesses the first Nisei, which is pretty important at that point. So if you get the Nisei first, it's really good.
Yes, it's just like playing against scoring the Astra Scripter early. It really hurts the deck. Now there's only 2 Nisei. Getting that Nisei lockdown on a remote becomes so much harder.
Yeah, what you don't want to see at first is all the future perfects, and then you cannot score them, and it's really annoying to see agendas that you cannot score. So Nice or NEPD is way better to see first.
Right.
And now we're in good position as the runner, because Ichi is a pretty expensive ice, so your knight is safe there.
Yep.
Because he's not going to trash that Ichi.
And you can click through that if you want.
Yep.
Let the trace fire even. But it looks like that knight is going to be hopping his way over.
And then we see a vamp.
And a vamp.
Ooh.
Hey,
That's
fantastic.
why having an Nice scored for RP is so good, because you can end the run that's a vamp or a siphon.
So the runner only had 2 more credits than the corp, but you have to expect an ice being rezzed. Luckily, it's an Eli, and you can just click through an Eli, which will save 4 credits.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a click and a break.
Because of the bad pub, so you can pay 1 for the bad pub, and 1 click.
That's a full vamp.
Yep.
The corp now has 0 credits. That's Sundu. He did save a click, I believe, off of the vamp. I don't think he cares about the tag.
Nope.
It's that Sundu has to go, and there you go.
And you trash it for 0 as well, because you gain your credit for Desperado, and then you use the bad pub. So you're still at 5 credit, which is perfect for Sure Gamble.
So RP has a couple ways to make money. You have all the assets, but you also have celebrity gift usually.
It's going to be pretty difficult at that point, because you have the knight in play. Are you over installing maybe the Eli? No, creating a new remote and then gaining 2 credits.
Right. Because first off, you need 3 credits for celebrity gift, but also you're going to show what's in your hand. Mm-hmm. And with only an Eli, not the best.
True.
So you have a medium, and it looks like we're just going to click through that Ichi. Perhaps the trace is going to fire. It looks like it's not going to matter. Oh my.
2 Nice and 2 accesses.
What
wow.
lovely accesses.
Oof.
That is absolutely fantastic. 4 points already.
Oh, you're not in a good spot as RP at that point.
Really rough.
See, it's not. You don't always need a lot of cards as the runner. Just the right pieces at the right moment. You see the good cards.
Good
you get a
accesses
medium.
Help. Yeah.
You get a medium out. Your knight. You put pressure, vamp, and there you go.
So now the problem is there's a medium and you have a Biroid ice, a really porous piece of ice.
Yep.
So in theory, you can hit that once a turn. Looks like Alex is going to respect that and put a piece of ice on that central. Not a lot of money, though, to back that up. Another vamp could be really good. Yeah. Even just...
Moving knight, maybe?
Moving knight.
Yeah, there you go.
That seems okay.
Yeah. And then you run. You can click...
Yep, it looks like no res.
And then we pay 1 with the bad pub for the trace. Gain 1 from Desperado.
And 2 cards.
Access is 2 cards.
That's a crick. And
I believe that was a celebrity gift probably, because we saw the click. So is the crick going to go on the archive at that point?
Yeah, I don't even know.
So with crick out now, do you think most RP wait for the crick ice just to put it in an archive? Installs and gain 2 money, so he's gonna triple ice the R&D.
Crick is one of the few pieces of ice which RP Alex can afford to res at this point. Putting it on R&D is good. The knight can actually move there. I think Hany realizes that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna spend a lot of clicks to break your R&D lock. I guess you're still in pretty good lock. And that is the crick. You are going to be able to install something from archives. Sundu, trashes for free.
Sundu for sure.
Mental health clinic, also not that great at this point.
Yeah, but Sundu also takes 1 click out of the runner's turn, which is pretty good.
That's true. And we're going to see 3 more cards. There's a CVS. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yep.
So CVS, if accessed, even during a run, it wipes all virus counters. So what? You still see the 3 cards?
Yep.
Yeah, because the access is locked in.
Because you have to decide when you access, you decide how many cards you want to access.
Right, and Hany is going to check that
Caprice.
Second remote, and there's a Caprice in there.
Yep, we have an economic advantage at that point, because if you're RP, you actually need a couple credit to start scoring in a secure remote. So right now the vamp really hurt, and also the 2 Nice accesses from R&D.
So in this turn, you could credit up and celebrity gift. In theory, you would expose your entire hand, protected only by an Eli. Might not be the best idea.
Depending on your hand,
But it will give you that money.
Yeah.
R&D is not that big of a worry. You have 2 cards at least of safeness.
Mm-hmm. And Crick lets you reinstall that Caprice.
You can't keep going through that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be install and take 2 credits. All right, so this is a really good spot to be in. Just making runs is going to get you money. So now you can check all of the remotes in theory, clear them out one by one.
Yep.
First is going to be on that Sundew. It's just a pup. You break that for free.
Actually, for 1 credit, and then you gain back.
Yeah, you gain one back, yes.
But you have to trash the
Yeah,
Sundew for
right.
2 credits.
So Sundew down.
Yep.
And that other remote is just a false lead. So that I find is an interesting include into an RP deck.
Yeah.
It does really help you get that
Yeah,
lockdown.
just because Alex told me he didn't like playing 21 points like most RP does.
Right.
He's going to celebrate the gift now. So,
And,
shows 3 agendas. So
7
basically,
points.
he was pretty agenda flooded.
Yes. Oh, that's really bad. So
he took a mulligan and mulliganed into more agendas.
And he installed the
Unfortunately.
one card that we knew what it was, which is the Lotus Field.
Yep.
So he just gained 7 credits to lose 5 credits.
Yep. And cost only 1 bad pub and 1 credit
Yes,
to the runner.
that is not the
Oh,
best.
he's really unlucky.
This
at
could
that
be game
point.
right here. There could be a future perfect game. He has money for the NAPD. Going to access a future perfect. So now we play a side game. And I don't think Alex has the money to put a lot into this.
Yeah.
Well, he probably will. But it's going to really slow him down.
It's game if he
Yeah.
puts 0 and the runner pays. So he's going to put money into it.
So there you go. 2 credits. I think Hany smartly paid nothing. He can just keep repeating that assault until something changes.
And also, RP at 2 credit is pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
With that many agendas? Are you diving for Jackson before it's too late? Or are
Not
you
sure.
trying to stop the accesses on HQ?
So it
Ooh.
looks like he did top deck another
Yep.
piece of ice. He could, in theory, have credited and Celebrity Gift. That's Himitsu
Cool.
Baku. That is the
Stops the
piece
run
of ice
right
that
now.
he needs.
Yep.
A 2 credit
Also
and
immune
the
to
run.
Parasite, which is pretty good.
Only if he has money. If he
Yep,
parasites
you're right.
this, it will cost him money to put that back. So, all right, a bit
Would
of
you have
stabilization.
trashed the knight at that point?
Would I have trashed tonight?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
You
I
need
think
to.
keeping the knight in play is
Yes, you would've
maybe
saved
he's-
money.
At that point, he's desperate because he's agenda flooded. But I think trashing the knight on one of the couple installs, like even on the Crick install, you can still over install and
Oh,
trash
the knight was on top of his R&D ice. Yeah, that
Yep.
could have been trashed. Yeah, that would have been a big help.
Yeah.
Looks like Alex is just gonna have to.
Oh, there
spend
you
through
go,
good- the
Corroder.
corroder.
Perfect.
Oh, wonderful.
So all the good pieces at the right moment.
right
and
at the
just
moment, and that's an
accesses.
access.
And there we go.
That's the last
Wow.
Nisei.
That was a
3
pretty
Nisei.
quick game.
Wow.
Pretty interesting.
Oh,
so
that
we
must
see,
be
we see the
a huge relief for Hany. Getting out with RP just very elegantly, very quickly, never really losing control. That must be a really good feeling. And he did come from losers.
Yeah.
So we're moving on to the second game.
one more game.
Looks like we're going to see Haley against, I believe he's playing in Engineering the Future.
Yep.
Fantastic. That was a wonderful game.
Yeah, thank you
please-
so much.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll have the second game of the Montreal Regionals coming up really soon. Thank you.